Welcome into the John M. Huntsman Center on the campus of the University of Utah for our second 5A boys basketball semifinal of the day, Highland and Olympus. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Dane Stewart, please be joined by Coach Justin Snell of Springville High School. Coach, there's a lot of people who feel like this may be the state championship, maybe the two best teams in the state going toe-to-toe here in this semi.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I just love the fact that they're best friends from a coaching standpoint. So they're going to have a good time.
It's crazy how much familiarity there is. I was talking with one of the coaches that said, we've played these guys 11 times in the last 3 years. Like, it's nuts. And you talk about guys who are very close. Chris Jones's son is Ryland, who played at Olympus. Like, there's a lot of familiarity there. And it's almost like they hate going against each other. And now to do it in a semifinal with the rights to advance to a championship, it's a tough situation for all these coaches to navigate.
For sure. But I'm gladly changing places. I'd be there if we could.
Well, let's start with the Highland Rams, because this is a team that comes in. They've got maybe the best starting five. They've got 5 guys who can go double figures. Any of them can go 15, 18, 20 in a night. Isaiah Drisdom is fantastic. Jordan Oberholzer can shoot the lights out. What makes this Rams starting 5 so difficult?
It's the fact that they don't care who scores. They're so willing to just hit the guy that's open and play that they're really hard to scout. They're going into the state tournament not picking myself. Highland, who I picked just because I thought they were the best defensive team, and then each night a different guy is their leading scorer.
And they've got really good length, including Soren Reese and others. But this Olympus team, Gavin Lowe, I'm sorry, Coach, that's probably scar tissue for you right now.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a performance. He had a performance in that quarter that I don't know that I've ever seen like that.
Yeah, he's just fantastic. It's such a unique scenario that Matt's, I'm sure, thankful to have, that he gets to show how hard it takes to play.
Opening tip controlled by the Titans, who are in the white and green, Highland in the black and gold. Olympus has made 12 of the last 13 semifinals. It's unreal the run they've been on as they continue it here this year. This is Lazarus with it. The big man on the drive, off the window, won't go. Offensive board, denied by Reese.
That offensive rebounding will be a huge deal. Whoever gets a few extra shots will probably make a difference tonight.
I think rebound's going to be a big key on both ends tonight. And you'd think the length of Highland, but this Olympus team, they have good size to him, Coach.
Yeah, they got great size. The first time we played them, it was the difference in the game.
They get a defensive stop. Lowe looking up the floor here. Good student sections on hand for these two schools. They split their regular season matchups. The only region loss for the Titans coming at the hands of the Highland Rams. A drive here by Bywater. That denied by Reese. He's got a pair of early blocks.
That makes a difference when you have somebody there to protect that rim. It really does give you an option to get out and pressure and contain some things.
Olympus, nice defensive start for the Titans here as well. Each side with a couple of possessions. Neither have been able to score here. Lowe working to Caden Jackson near side. They go inside. Lazarus, tough shot. No backside board. Put back by Bywater.
It's a great play. You clear out the weak side. Play over the top. They played behind and just gave up an offensive rebound.
I was kind of surprised they brought help there and left Bywater on the other side there. Reese will hand with Oberholzer. Talk about him. He's been a great scorer this year. Is that three all across the front of the rim and in?
It is what a great job Chris has done with that program from a defensive standpoint, is really honing in on how they're going to guard and being able to guard one-on-one.
Lowe being defended by Drisdom, had the step, trying to wrap around. Reese on the help. He's got 3 blocks in like the first 2 minutes.
It's
good start.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have. You always want a guy like that, but I think everybody knows Gavin just needs a little bit of space, and he's going to figure it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll get it going. Of course, a little added extra motivation. These two played in the playoffs last year. That was a one-sided victory for the Titans. Ran away with that one, I think to the surprise of everyone.
Yeah, it was the most impressive run I've seen in the state tournament.
Oberholzer, nice spin. That came off the rim. Olympus here coming ahead with Caden Jackson. Lazarus. Feeding inside to Clark, trying to rip it away, sends out. Caden Jackson with the 3.
That's going to be a big deal. If you can stretch that floor, it's really going to have to spread out Highland and give them or Olympus an opportunity to play.
Boy, Sorton Reese is playing very active defensively. He's always looking for that collapse and block as he goes up, is fouled here, and Reese will head to the line. But if you can get that kick-out three going, that'll be a big deal for the Titan triples today.
Yeah, it's hard to stop if they get to stretch the floor. You know, our first time we played them in December, we got a little lucky and they didn't shoot well, which allowed us to play. But once they stretch that floor, they're a hard guard.
Reese here at the free throw line, pair of free throws. Knocks down the first one. Talk about all the experience on this Highland roster. There's a lot of seniors. And all of them impactful, including Soren. Able to, off the back of the rim there.
You know, the one thing I've found so surprising about Olympus this year is I actually feel like they play a little slower this year than they normally do.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of our game plans against them, was to try to pick up tempo for us, transition-wise.
Did you feel like that got them out of their kind of rhythm or momentum?
Not necessarily their rhythm, but it definitely gave us some free space to play in.
Reese walked with it inside.
I mean, for me, that's what Olympus lives on right there in a transition standpoint. They're looking for just a mistake, a simple mistake. That should be an easy bucket right there, but Gavin tries to make the play, and it's just a fumble.
5-4 the advantage here for Olympus in our opening quarter in the 5A semifinal.
So now he decides to exercise. Yes, this was the best angle.
Oh, life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Olympus basketball. Up and down here early. In good tempo. Here in this much anticipated game.
And Matt does a good job after these timeouts. Do you think he'd try to do something that will spread out the floor and see if he can give Gavin some space to play?
I was going to ask, as a coach, how do you change your approach? I mean, we're going to have media timeouts today. How does that change kind of the way you manage your bench and your time with your team and your timeout situation?
To me, I save all my timeouts and I shrink my bench because the boys get more fresh.
That pass intercepted by Reese. Drisden. Here's Bodie Dodge, another one of those very talented starters. Grady Lee handing off. Boy, Clark, good discipline to stay down.
That's that length from Olympus that can really cause a problem today.
A lot of turnovers here early by these two teams. Does that surprise you?
No, I mean, they're so comfortable with each other. They know what they're going to do.
Three on the way from Clark, won't go. Ball left on the floor for Drisden. It is fun to see, teams who are comfortable getting out and running, but both defense able to get back and really haven't been able to open it up at all. Overholter.
It's so interesting how that style of play has picked up in high school ball. Instead of stretch finishes, it's play off two, pivot.
I've had a couple of coaches this week who've talked about just the importance of getting to two, playing off two, and yeah, you're right. It has certainly been an evolution of the game. Just give your players more options.
Yeah, I actually think it fits the state of Utah so well because we're not necessarily the most athletic state, but it does rely on high IQ, playing off two, being able to get a guy in the air. It's good basketball play.
Highland here, 6-5, the advantage. Approaching the 3-minute mark in our opening frame. Knocked out by Gavin Lowe. Will stay here.
I will say, I think the slower pace, the low score is definitely going to play towards Highland.
Low, nearly with the steal, and we'll get a dual possession here. He's just like,
it's like a little Energizer Bunny. He just never stops.
He never stops, but he's also just like this pouncing panther. It's like, all right, I'm going to wait for the moment, then boom.
Yeah.
And to me, like, if his picture isn't next to the word relentless in the dictionary, we haven't defined that word correctly.
Oh, for sure. He's got such great IQ, and then he times that with his ability to play aggression.
And the thing that you got to love about him is he's not selfish. You see right there, could have taken that shot, instead into Bywater for the lay-in.
Yeah, it's what makes Olympus so good, and to me, that all goes back to Matt. Matt does such a good job of making sure they play the right way.
That pass deflected by Lazarus, couldn't save it.
I'd gladly let my kids play for Matt, because you're going to know he's going to do two things. He's going to make them play basketball right, but then he's also going to let his players play.
Yeah.
You got to find that happy medium.
He is such a unique coach. His personality, his ability to interact with anyone and everyone. You know, we had the girls basketball coach, Whitney Hunsaker, on today, and she was talking about just how he treats her team and how unique that is. And this one out of play, we'll head back to Olympus. For those who don't know, Olympus named the court, the Coach Matt Barnes court this year.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
He's going to finish this thing out. I mean, he's got to have at least, he's got nothing to do. We've talked about it a couple times between him and I. It's like, I got nothing else to do, so I'm just going to keep doing this. And he does it at such a high rate. He should do it forever.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal job. Been awesome to see him, what he's done with this program. Lazarus sends out a drive now by Stebbing, denied at the rim. These two teams making the inside awfully hard to play in. Low.
Such a good strip.
Plays up.
And that's what makes Olympus so good. All of a sudden you go, we're down, we're not sure what's happening, and just quick little 6-0 run with nothing. I mean, I would say nothing special.
Right.
But what Gavin does is very special.
It's just like solid fundamental basketball. And there's Gavin Lowe, smallest player on the floor,
Another
getting a rebound up to Stebbing.
Yeah.
He just does everything.
Yeah. I'm just shocked that no one in the state grabbed him. Like, the fact that he's leaving to go somewhere else is probably a shame on the state in regards from a recruiting standpoint. He deserves to play here.
Well, he may get a chance eventually.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I'd pay money.
Step back here by Oberholzer. That rimmed out. Lowe had that 40-point game in the quarterfinal.
No, that's
He'll take a three.
Don't think you'll be able to play that drop coverage very much.
No. Oberholzer. That length of Lazarus maybe affecting that shot. Bywater able to stay in. As we're down to 35 seconds in this opening frame. Jackson looking for somewhere to go, has to send it out. Gavin will try again. That's off the back of the rim. And a foul called here on Olympus. Coach Jones was pushing hard for that one.
I'll tell you what, you gotta love how fiery Coach is, though.
Yep.
I was back just a little kid when he was first got off, I think, of Utah State. No, it was definitely University of Utah. And I ran into him and coaching, and he's a fire guy. You gotta love it.
He is. On the drive, that would not go. Boy, a first quarter with below average shooting. Low with the half-court shot, just misses. A little lower scoring than we thought, but still close. Olympus leading Highland 9-6 at the end of the first in the 5A semifinal. Ready to start our second quarter. 3-point lead for the Titans. Caden Jackson with the only Olympus three in that first quarter. Jordan Oberholzer hit a three for Highland. And other than that, had a lot of tough shooting first quarter, Coach.
Yeah, I missed a couple layups. Actually, both sides missed a couple layups that really could have pushed the game one way or the other. But for me, it's expected. It's a tight game. It's semifinals. They both want that opportunity to play, and they know each other so well.
They will settle in.
Yeah.
Like this will not. I don't expect this to play out this whole whole game.
Yeah.
Stay here.
Substitution number 5.
Highland inbound here baseline with Oberholzer. Lazarus checking back in here for the Titans. Oberholzer gets in the lane. Got Clark in the air.
Such a good job. Just buy your time and you wait and see if you can bait him into one.
You mentioned, Clark stayed down early, and he did here too. Doesn't bite on that first one, but eventually gets him in the air, and then that trigger for Jordan to go up.
Oh, it's so hard. Our guys work on it in practice almost every day, and then, you get after them in the game when they screw it up. But realistically, it's really hard for those guys to feel like they've got it and then just to not go after it.
Well, especially when you're sitting there looking down on a guy like, I'm going to make you eat this. Yeah, that'd be my mentality, right? Oberholzer at the line, missed the second. 2-point game.
I'm a little surprised they're trying to go after Lazarus so much.
Yeah. We're back to Jackson. He'll pull it out inside 10 here on the shot clock. Here's Clark. He'll try the three. Bywater with an offensive board. Jackson. His second one today.
Coming off offensive rebound, it's really going to make a difference if you can get a couple extra shots. I know against us that was the killer going into that third quarter.
Jackson nearly had the steal but couldn't contain it. And you talk about this Olympus team, a little bit of a different pace to their play this year. It's also not the Olympus of old when it was just three after three after three after three. It's more timely threes. And you've got a guy like Jackson, he will hit that shot consistently. Got to be very conscious about who you're letting take it. I mean, last year as Lazarus hit him big in that postseason run. So,
and Matt does a good job of looking at his personnel and really just trying to play to his personnel rather than stick to a system.
Here's Dodge. He'll step into this three.
They're so close.
They are. Kept tracked down here by Zollinger.
Need one to go or a free throw.
Step around. That one goes for Bodie Dodge. First field goal for Dodge as he'll head to the line here for the three-point play. The foul here on Clark. That's the second on Oliver Clark. So some of that size and some early foul trouble.
Yeah, and Matt typically plays with the pretty short bench. He's not too free with that playing time.
That is correct, but Luka Milas will check in here.
But his guys that come in know their role. They do a good job.
But you're right, it is not a real deep bench. There's Dodge at the line, making it.
Highland's done a good job of just stemming the time and seeing if they can stick around.
Yep. And that one intercepted by Drisden, saved.
Foul.
And this will be on Jackson. And I think that's the other thing. You talk about this game, and if you're Highland, you want to make sure that you kind of stay early and with it, not let it get out early, and they haven't. They've stayed right with Olympus, kind of feeling each other out here early.
Yeah, even when they made that little 6-0 run, you could tell, like, the energy wasn't given away.
No.
He's sure a good player.
Tough. They get up the floor quickly. Touched out there by Highland. I was talking with Coach Josh Margetts of Woods Cross in the previous game, and he said the thing you gotta love about Drisdom is he could go for 20, but he doesn't have to, right? And he's got that element where at any time he can get a bucket, but he rarely feels the need to have to do it.
Yeah, you can tell that he's been raised by a player, by a parent who knows how to play the game and play it the right way. And I think statistically his best season was his sophomore year, but from a leadership standpoint, it's clearly been this year.
Yep. And we were talking the very same thing. Coach Margetts said the same thing. I said, I think what that showed his team a little bit was like, guys, I got your back, but it's not about me, right? Like I can be the safety net, but this is about us. We're all going to do it together. Is Gavin Lowe long on that shot? He's been long on quite a few of these early.
Yeah. He needs a free throw or a layup.
Dodge. Looking baseline. Great help by Lowe. We'll credit Gavin with the block there.
Just fills up that stat sheet.
He'll pull this three. Good sign for the Rams, but, well, Coach, we won't go there. A drive here. Lee, turnaround in the lane.
But that's the thing with Gavin. If you can keep him out of the paint and just live with him getting some shots, missing some shots, you'll have an opportunity.
This is probably the best defensive game I've seen from Soren Reese.
Yeah.
I mean, he is flying around on the defensive end here for Highland. We've got a media timeout, but we got a little something special for you. We're going to stay here. We have covered this sport for a long time. And one of my favorite stories involves you, Coach. So let's go back in time. And we're at the D Event Center.
Correct.
Olympus, Springville. I would say, in my mind, Olympus was the favorite.
I would say in everyone's mind, except for Springville.
Okay. I didn't want to shock you with a hot take there.
No.
And that game goes double or triple overtime?
Double overtime.
Double overtime. You guys upset Olympus.
Yes.
I was in shock. So many people in shock. Dusty and I are down in the guts of that stadium afterwards, and around walks Matt Barnes, and he walks into your locker room, having just lost. What happened?
He just came in and congratulated my guys and told them that they did such a good job, and he really is just a first-class coach. It was actually my first real experience with him. That was year 2 for me at Springville, and our first time ever playing Olympus, at least when I was there. And it's unique. You would think in that scenario that everybody's trying to get out of the building, go home, and sulk, and it really shows who he is from a character standpoint, that he really is wanting what's best for the game, and sometimes you just end up on the wrong side.
Have you ever had something like that happen?
No, never.
What was the response from your kids? What did they say when he left?
Oh, they were in shock. One, that he was still around, because we took forever.
Yeah, it wasn't immediately after.
They were trying to, I think, right away rush us off the court, but that was our first one in 50-something years, so we took a little longer than we should have, and they were in shock. I mean, it puts Matt in my category of I'll do anything he wants.
Drive there by Jackson, right off the glass. Count it, good for Adam Bywater. He's been great today. That's his 8th point. He's the leading scorer for Olympus.
Yeah, and he's a stud. He's, besides Gavin, because Gavin gets all that attention, and rightfully so, but Bywater is such a glue guy into getting them to do what's right for their team offensively and defensively.
I feel like Barnes, it was right after that, he started to have some of those blue-collar guys be parts of his program, and Bywater's that. And he's not blue-collar because he averages double figures. He's their second leading scorer, but he brings a physicality and a tenacity to that lineup.
He does all the dirty work that you would hope a guy would relish in, and he does. He enjoys it.
He's now got 9. He leads all scorers in this one. Oberholzer defended by Jackson. Double teamed. Drisdom.
It's great D.
Here's the other thing about Gavin Lowe. He never fouls.
No.
I mean, it's just like how intense he is. I mean, we've seen a couple steals, deflections, even there, forced the dual possession. Never fouls.
Which is so funny because, like, Chris is doing it right now, and I did it all game on Monday. Like, he's fouling. He's not really fouling. You're just hoping that you can sneak one by an official.
Well, if you yell loud enough, maybe they'll hear you, right?
Yeah.
Jackson stepping back here.
I am still surprised that they've gone away from Gav so much.
Drisdom's really trying to lock him up. Bywater gives over to Gavin.
And you know what, that is to Matt's credit. You know, Matt's really going to do what's in the best interest of his team, and his team needs Gavin to score, but there's no problem with them isolating and saying, that's fine, we'll go sit him over here and let the boys play.
Reese with a little fadeaway there in the lane, able to match it. Still a 3-point game here. Gavin trying to come around. That was last touched by Oberholzer.
Well, you definitely have to give Drisdom some credit. Like, Gavin's really having to work to find some space. That's the other part I find so interesting. You watch, like here, there's just no space, and Gavin is so good in space.
Lazarus three just rimmed out. It was a great look, set up beautifully.
Yeah. You know, Gavin needs space, and if you give it to him, he's going to torch you. But he's good with the physicality of the game, so he's able to get to the rim. So you got to work that medium pretty well.
And he'll create space too. I mean, we saw it in the quarter. He just stepped out a little bit, right? It's like, okay, I'll find it somehow. Milas the three, no.
Yeah, against us, they did a great job in the second half of just taking that ball screen they were running and pushing it 5 more feet off the three-point line, which just gave them enough room to take another step and try to get downhill, and it caused us some problems. I will say, I think everybody watching this game, besides coaches, will think this is an ugly game, but I think this is a great game.
That three is short. I'll tell you, this game is not playing the way I thought it would be playing. And I'm not going to say it's an ugly game or a bad game. I thought both offenses would be able to score a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think by the time you get to that third time, you kind of have the reads of this is what they're trying to do and this is how we're attacking it.
But I didn't credit the defenses. I think they've both been aggressive in forcing turnovers. As Bywater took that three, no. Loose ball.
Rebound. Oop.
Man.
Well, I think it's style play today, too. Both teams have slowed it down.
Yeah.
When Olympus got that little 6-0 run, it was in transition. But besides that, it's been pretty slow pace.
This will be Highland basketball. 1:42 to go. Did we have a warning there?
It must have been a warning on Chris. They just must have misunderstood him. I'm sure he didn't say anything bad.
No, I bet he was asking where they're going after the game. Want to go get some dessert somewhere? Or? Drisdom, little mid-range shot off target.
That's your matchup you want there. I think, you got to give that back to Gavin, let him play.
Low in the lane. That's what he's done to everyone.
Yeah, it's just too hard because even up there, you switch big onto him, you don't want to, and then the thought is, well, I'll just back up. But that's what he's hoping for.
Got off the back of the rim, one and done.
Olympus get a score right here and one more stop. They'll have a chance to really push this lead.
Yep. Jackson working in. Here's Lazarus, defended by Oberholzer. Mismatch. Gives to Bywater. We've talked about the help that they have brought Reese on, and Olympus has been very friendly to pass out of that, and Bywater's been the beneficiary. Shot clock turned off here.
Great little play right there by Highland that probably nobody notices. Holding that ball, making sure the shot clock gets off before they inbound it.
See, that's why we bring coaches on for stuff like that.
You got a good coach team when somebody does that, because most coaches would just be trying to get the ball up the floor, not realizing that they can just take their time and hold for a last shot.
10 seconds left here in the half. Oberholzer, he's now got the mismatch. Step back, defended well. Back to Jordan, got to get it away. He'll take the runner. 3, no. Reese off the back of the rim, and that will do it for the first half. 21-14, Olympus leading their Region 6 rival here in the 5A semifinal. Second half, 21-14, Olympus leading Highland in this semifinal. Dane Stewart, Coach Justin Snell of Springville High School with you here. Coach, looking at the first half stats, anything that stood out to you?
For me, it's offensive rebounds from Olympus. They did a great job of getting themselves extra possessions.
They had 6 of them. They out-rebounded Highland 19-15. This is something I just noticed. Highland does not have an assist in this game.
Oh, yeah. You know, and Olympus has done a good job of really protecting that paint and making them settle for some outside shots. And to be honest, their shots have looked good, especially their threes. They've just rimmed out. But at some point, they're going to need some free throws and layups to find some touch.
It will be Olympus to start this second half with the basketball. Low percentage shooting in that first half. 26% for the Rams, 31% for Olympus. Coach, you look at the second half, what would you expect or keys for these two teams in order for them to advance to a championship game?
Well, Highland, you got to box out. You know, we count offensive rebounds as a point, so every one you get, you're giving yourself a free point on the board. So if Highland can limit those, the game would actually probably be tied right now if they took away those offensive rebounds. And if you're Olympus, you just want to try to spread the floor out a little bit more and see if you can get Gavin going and keep your offensive rebounds.
Highwater will throw back up top here to Lowe. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lowe, that quick step. That's Oberholzer does a great job getting that hand on the basketball to disrupt the shot. Otherwise, that's an easy 2.
Yeah, and it's still Drisdom coming from behind. If he's not there behind, then I don't think he gets that block.
They got 4 seconds to get a shot away. It's Lazarus off the inbound.
It's hard to stop height at the basket.
Yep. How often could you say Matt could just throw to the big guy and let him get it up, right?
Almost never.
Almost never. You can this year. Oberholzer on the take. Too strong. Reese fighting for that loose ball on the floor. Comes up with it. Oberholzer from the corner. No. Olympus here trying to push. Bywater. Water, the throwdown comes down hard.
Some attitude there. I like that.
Oh, boy. He might have come down right on his elbow. They don't call it hardwood because it's soft, folks.
Jump up there, fella.
Yeah, right down on that right elbow. Oh, man.
On number 11, Isaiah Drisdom is first.
Well, it might be his left elbow, actually. He's... Oh, no. I don't know. Hard to tell. He's kind of shaking out his wrist here. The worst thing is he's supposed to take free throws. They're going to have to sub him out here.
Hasn't moved that yet. It's too bad.
Replacing Adam Bywater.
Now, Coach, what happens in this scenario? Player can't take the free throws.
Well, you just got to pick a guy to come in.
Who picks it?
To be honest, I thought the opposing team
That's what I thought,
it,
too.
But that might just be college only.
Okay. Bywater being looked at. Behind the bench is Stebbing, having just subbed in. Has to go to the line. Not easy task. And misses the front end.
I'll tell you what, they can't lose Bywater between his offensive rebounds and his ability to play.
Well, he's got 11 today. I mean, half of their first half points came from him. Foul here called on Lowe.
So even there, I actually don't think that was a foul.
Agreed.
You know, they called push there, but his hands are out and his body's in position. He really is just a really good player.
I talked with one of the Olympus coaches this week, and they said, yeah, he got a little tired. I'm like, wait, you're telling me he gets tired? Because you would never know.
No. I'm not sure he came out against us. Both times we played him.
Stebbing.
And he just has this wearing effect. Like even right now, that's his second paint touch. That's going to be a third paint touch right there.
Inside to Jackson. Count the bucket good. And how about the creativeness there by Gavin Lowe?
Well, it's such a big deal. The fact that he's willing to hit the right guy. He understands that he can create, take this guy off, and get a shot when he wants. But the fact that he'll share really pushes them over the top.
Bywater back on the floor. The student section acknowledging, grateful that he checks back in. He's got some tape on that left wrist. There's Jackson at the line here. Missed on the free throw. Eight-point game here for Olympus. Highland's got to find some offense here, coach. From the corner, that'll help. Grady Lee with his first bucket tonight.
Right on cue. Now that will really help them. If they can get this floor stretched, then they can start to play a little bit.
Oberholzer hit that early three. That's the first one since. That was in like the opening minute or two.
Takes that ball back.
Got Reese defending him. Here we go. Kicks to Clark.
Offensive rebound.
Denied by Reese again.
But even right there, like everybody understands, that's how you know the team is coached really well, is they get the mismatch, they look for the post touch, they don't like it, so they give it back to the guard mismatch, and then immediately everybody runs to the corner just to give him some room to play.
It's the fifth block for Soren Reese today. Caden Jackson denied again by Reese. He's got 6 of them. Lee will give to Drisdom.
See, again, I don't think that's a foul. Neither does Matt.
See, I actually thought that one would be a blocking foul as we have another look here at the Caden Jackson drive. Because I think he's hedging there and doesn't get there in time, but again, I'm not a coach.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, whichever side I'm on, I'm definitely arguing for my side. But, you know, just from a fan standpoint, to me, he's got feet in position. Maybe his hand is inside a little bit, but for as physical as the games are at the state tournament, something like that's usually not going to get called.
And that's my thing. I'm like, look, if we're going to play physical, we play physical, right? Oh, Drisdom nearly lost it. He'll just roll that back in here to Reese. He's got the mismatch. He'll skip this out. Nice patience there by Dodge.
He got a 3 and then a paint touch layup. That'll be big if they can keep playing.
7-point game. Drisdom looking for the steal there. Oberholzer. And they say that was deflected. Olympus wanted a foul. Highland wanted a backcourt violation. Lowe wanted the 3, didn't get any of it. Lazarus offensive board, gives to Gavin. Back of the rim again. I had remnants of Monday going through my mind on that play, coach. Oberholzer with a step around, no.
Yeah, he really does need a free throw or a layup to find just a little bit of feel.
That was exactly how he got going in your game, though. Had the missed 3, they got the offensive board, they kicked out, he hit it, and it was like, okay, now he's in.
He's on. And the thing is, once it goes in, it's going to be a problem. You know, Highland's dodged a couple bullets.
Yes. Yes. An uncustomary, kind of tough long-range shooting night from Gavin Lowe. He has not made a 3 tonight. He's probably 0 for 6, 0 for 7. He was 0 for 4 and a half. He's probably 0 for 6, 0 for 7 in this one. We want to take a moment here. You know, I'll ask you. We like to ask coaches their perspective, learn from you while you're here. So many people talk about halftime adjustments. We talk about it. I asked you, right? What is a halftime like for a program and a coach?
Really, it's a little bit of guessing. Right? What are they doing that's causing us a problem? And how are we going to plug that hole? What are we doing that's causing them a problem, and what we think they're going to do to fix it or attack it. And like for us against Olympus on Monday, we did a really good job first half of compacting the floor, sticking to our offensive game plan, and not allowing pace of play to take over. And then in the second half, their adjustment was to stretch the floor and not allow us to compact the game a little bit. And we didn't do a good job. I didn't do a good job of finding an in-game fix to that while the game was going on. And that's, that's hard because the boys are out there playing hard, looking for answers, and you should be hopefully helping them get one.
I mean, how hard is it? Because you maybe have, what, maybe 6-7 minutes with your team?
Yeah, not long, yeah. So we had a long halftime, which was 15 minutes. So we were in there for about 8. And, the first part of that is talking with your coaches, trying to see if we can get everybody on the same page, and having quick little discussions about they're doing this and it's hurting us. We're going to do this. This is what's going great, so let's keep going after that. This is what we think they're going to do, so be ready for that. So we talked a lot about we think they're going to come out and press us, which they did, and we handled it okay. We just didn't hit some shots, which is unfortunate.
Count the bucket good. Once again, man, what a game for Adam Bywater.
Foul on number 11, Isaiah Wisdom of Heaven. His second. The 14th ball.
That's a difference maker, though. Like even going back to Gavin being just a little off today, he might be off from a shooting standpoint, but his assists are high, and he's getting everybody involved and still just biding his time until he gets one in.
And that one rolls in. Well, he's still showing effort in other ways, right? His defense, his assists, his rebounding. We've talked about that a couple times today.
Had a block in the first half.
Yep. Reese trying to establish the block here, working against Clark. Not a lot of room to work. Ran out of real estate.
So to me, I like those styles of non-calls. Both boys are giving each other just the same amount of aggression.
Lazarus with the three.
He tends to hit some good timely threes for them.
Here comes that Olympus avalanche. Grady Lee denied at the rim. Starting to sense a little bit of trouble here, Coach.
Yeah, you wonder how much of this is a little bit of a roadblock for state tournament for Highland. They've done such a good job of developing, and Chris has done such a good job. But state tournament's got a touch of a different feel.
It does.
There he goes.
This foul on the take. Well, it came down so awkwardly there, and yet just bounces up.
Yeah, he can definitely play forever. No, but having some experience, having some confidence of we've done this regardless of score really does make a difference in your boys and how they play.
And it's hard because there's no way to simulate it.
No.
Like there's no practice, there's no gym, there's no environment. Like it just is what it is. And yet they've made it to this building, semifinals or championships for 3 straight years, and been tough for them to get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
Drisdom, step back, he'll try the three. No. I mean, just a difference of millimeters.
Well, and that's the thing. They're getting really good looks.
Low to the rim. It's a 17-point lead.
Like from an offensive standpoint, if I'm coaching Highland, I'm telling my guys we like our shots. Keep shooting those. Those are going to go in.
And a timeout taken here by Coach Jones, a good timeout because that possession was in trouble. It hasn't just been the offense for Olympus. How about the defense, Coach? They continue to just be stifling on this Highland offense.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of deflections, really protecting that paint. And until Highland can really consistently make that outside shot, it's going to stay the same.
We talk about so many guys for this Highland team who can score, all 5 starters in double figures. Who do you free up here? Because even when they've had good looks, I mean, Drisdom has that straightaway three. He hits that shot all year long. He's hit that shot since he was a sophomore. Like,
yeah. To me, you keep going after him. You know, if it's me and my guys, you know, you got Jay in the middle, and with how much they're going after the middle, I think you stretch it out and you just trust your guys that they're going to take what they've done all year and hit one.
Highland will be inbounding baseline here. 2 minutes to play in our third quarter. It's been a 15-5 third quarter advantage for the Titans. Here's Lee. Over Holzer, that open look won't go. Clark with the board. Whoa. To the floor, we'll play through.
It's 3 paint touches in a row, though. That's good for Gavin.
Lee, working inside, kicks out.
You know, it's the hard part about basketball is sometimes it's just mean. Like all those shots they're shooting are great looks that you would take every possession. They just need a ball to go in.
I feel like Coach Jones just looked at his bench and said the same thing. I mean, his hands were kind of wide, like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
That one ripped away inside by Richards.
Highland substitution number 13,
Soren Reese will check back in here for Highland.
replacing Ben Richards.
One thing I find funny about Matt is he comes off as this nice guy, but he works those officials pretty good.
Oh, that might be my favorite comment of the day, Coach. That's awesome.
His second.
You know, you can tell he's a competitor. He really does get after it. He cares about it. You know, but he's definitely going to go to bat for his guys and want to make sure he keeps them in a good spot.
Have you played a game at Olympus?
Yeah, we played him.
Were you there this year?
Yeah, the 31st of December.
What did you think of his pregame music?
To be honest, I didn't notice.
Oh, he's going to be upset. I know he takes a lot of pride in that.
Well, if it wasn't country, I probably didn't notice.
It wasn't country. One more here for Lazarus. That one good.
It's such a hard spot to be in right here because no matter what you do on this possession, you really just need some points. But the shots that Olympus is giving you are threes, and they're just not going in.
Reese trying to work inside. Comes off. Nice couple saves there. Lee, he'll pull 12-footer. Skips across. Two-second differential. Game clock, shot clock here at the end of the third.
This is the one part about basketball that I dislike about the rule change.
I'm shocked they took this away, actually.
I don't understand why they did. To me, you should be rewarding effort, and the effort right here is being up and playing, and you're giving them a disadvantage now.
Traveling violation. Well, for me, it's like the point of the shot clock was to speed it up.
Yeah.
But now we're going to take away a closely guarded call on a dribble. It's like, well, isn't that the point? Like, don't we want the ball moving?
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah, it was shocking when they did that, and I still don't actually understand the purpose.
I don't either. 5 seconds left. Fade away is short. Jackson will throw it up and miss. But the Titans use a 16-5 third quarter to take an 18-point lead into the fourth. 8 minutes away from knowing our participants in the 5A state championship. Start of our fourth quarter. Big lead for the Titans. Now, if you've been watching us all week, you know no lead is safe in this state tournament. We've seen comebacks from 17 and 18 in a quarter. So it's not all lost for Highland, but you gotta start to hit these shots, Coach.
Yeah, you gotta hit the open looks that you're getting. It's not like they're playing bad.
No.
Both sides of the floor, like even from a defensive standpoint, they're not doing a bad job, but it's really hard to hold a shutout when you're not scoring on the other end. Like at some point the ball just goes in sometimes. You know, if they could just you know, to me, I look at it as us third quarter. You know, if all of a sudden Highland comes out here and bangs 2 threes and the energy's through the roof, it's game on.
And there's enough people in here that it would not take much to get some energy going for either team. As we got a foul here. This is on the floor. That's before the shot. Called on Bywater.
Personal foul on number 11, Adam Bywater of Olympus. His second, first team foul, fourth quarter.
Reese. Oh, nice
Good
step
play.
around. Lazarus might have got a piece of that.
I'll tell you what, from a Reese standpoint, he needs a ton of credit with how good of a shot blocker he is.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand the skill that takes. You know, to be able to alter every shot that's going at the rim, just because you're tall doesn't make an actual difference.
Right. You got to do it, and especially without fouling, as Reese the put back there, which is becoming more and more a rare skill. A timeout taken here early. Coach, always kind of surprised when we get early timeouts out of quarters. As a coach, what's some of the thought process of why you might take a timeout here?
Like this scenario, there's probably something that happened that they had discussed that they just didn't execute on. So it's got to be a quick reminder of this is what we're attacking, this is what we're doing to get them refocused. It could also be defensive. I typically don't call timeouts on the offensive side to set up a play. My guys know our stuff good enough. I find, in my personal opinion, I find it a little odd to call a timeout to say, go run this play when I can just call it from the bench. So I like calling a timeout after a made bucket to reset up and re-emphasize. This is what we think they're going to do. This is how we're guarding it. Go make a play.
We obviously...
and to be honest, it's a media timeout, so it doesn't count for Jones.
Yep.
So for him right there, it's just a free timeout. That's what saved us, you know, in 2017 when we played Olympus. We got to the end of that regulation and we're down, but I've got 5 timeouts, and so I could lengthen that as long as we needed to because the media timeouts saved me throughout the day.
Highland with just the 3 timeouts left. So that becoming a little rare here for the Rams with 7.5 to go.
Now, I'll tell you what, this is what Matt did a really good job against us. Is he took that lead and then he just burnt clock, which really put an emphasis on how well you have to execute.
Bywater kicks out. Lazarus. That three's good.
So important to have that stretch big in that corner, and the fact that he's really consistent.
Well, while those threes weren't falling early, they've hit a couple here in this second half. Oberholzer looking for an answer. Olympus continues to rebound the basketball so well.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. I mean, here, really all you got to do is run out that clock and not give out any extra shots, and you're probably good.
I mean, you're at a point where, with the way that you're defending and rebounding, if you're Olympus, I don't know if it's recoverable.
Yeah, like even right here, there's a minute and a half has gone by. This is Olympus's second possession. They're going to burn 30 more seconds off this clock before they get a shot. And to be honest, if he can get another foul, he'll burn another 30 seconds.
Well, I've seen some coaches start to do this, and I think it's brilliant. Once you give a foul, give the others like immediately, right? Because every foul, you're resetting that shot clock, and so it's another 20, 30 seconds that you can burn off. And now you're at a point where it's like, nope, don't foul here. You certainly don't want to do that. Low. Leave out for Jackson. Four seconds left on the shot clock, and it will be a fresh 35.
And they're going to go back to the same game. So, Highland really has to decide, are we going to just send them to the free throw line, or are we going to try one more possession? But down 19, you're not going to have too many left.
No. Low on the drive, split it, and is fouled. He'll head to the line.
So, I mean, on that one possession, they've earned a minute 45, a minute and a half. They're going to be able to eat away that whole game, and it won't matter. There won't be enough possessions left for Highland to come back.
I mean, if you would have told me Olympus would be up by 20 and Gavin Lowe's in single digits, I would not have believed you.
No way.
I've got him with 9. He now has 10.
It is the hard part with Olympus, though, because even if you can find an opportunity to just make him not be efficient, everybody else can play.
Yep. And it's been everybody else. As this blocked out will stay here. I mean, Bywater with the 14,
just a
Jackson
great
with
day.
8.
Yeah, and then Lazarus with those threes.
Yep.
I mean, that really pushes you over the top.
Yeah, he's got 9. Oberholzer will take this 3.
Well, that's the thing. You have coaches who typically fit into one boat. Like, take the best player, make him inefficient, but he'll score 40, but you'll win. Or take away the best player and see if you can sneak a win that way. And I'm not sure either worked for Olympus. I mean, we gave up 40 to him, and held everybody else fairly down. Besides Lazarus, I think put 12 up on us.
Well, because I was going to say, as Clark takes this 3, that one's good. They're in rhythm now.
Yeah. In rhythm, no stress, free play. It makes such a huge difference.
Lee's 3, back of the rim.
When boys get to shoot an outside shot and have no worries.
Low to the rim for the finish. You know, I've told people, like, look, I'm not a coach, but if I had to come up with a way to try to stop Gavin Lowe, I would man everyone up and just say, look, Gavin, I know you're going to go for 40, but I'm going to try to limit everyone else under 5.
Yeah.
And that doesn't win either.
No,
you know,
it doesn't. I can vouch for that one.
I know.
It's a difficult take, and the harder part for that, and props to Matt, is that Gavin is a basketball player who plays the right way.
Yeah, he
can
doesn't care.
score, but he will gladly hit the guy who's supposed to take the shot.
And we've seen that several times today.
Yeah.
As Jackson here on the drive. And you know, the other difference that makes is in a game like this, when Gavin is a little bit off, the rest of the team trusts that they can stand in his place and help fill in, right? Bywater called for the foul here, his 3rd. He's got a timeout here on the floor. 47-21, Olympus cruising here in the semifinal. We'll be back. We've got 2 more semifinals. Our 6A semis coming up for you still after this, as we set and get ready for Championship Friday. A good look here at the 5A boys bracket. Bountiful, the 8th seed, navigating a topsy-turvy left side of that bracket. And you see the right side, the 2 seed and 3 seed, a lot of chalk there. Olympus preparing to return to that state championship game. Comes so familiar for Coach Barnes and his group.
Matt will be playing for his 6th, right? I think he's got 5.
I think that's right. But you want to talk about sticking to it. I mean, it took him a while to get old number 1.
Yeah.
Once he did, it's
steamrolled from there.
There's more time coming off the clock here. 10 on the shot clock. Jackson kicks to Lazarus. It's last year all over again. That's exactly what Davian Lazarus did all year last year in their run. Feeding Drisdom here.
Number 11, Isaac Drisdom.
foul in the backcourt on Isaiah. That's the 4th team foul on Highland, so Olympus will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. But how about this? Coach Barnes recognizing they've got to play tomorrow. He's going to pull his starters off the floor. And how about that? Gavin Lowe and Isaiah Drisdom, so much respect between this duo that's been battling for years head-to-head. Nice moment there for the seniors.
Well, it just shows both programs from a coaching standpoint how much pride they have for each other and teaching the game the right way and making sure that your boys play hard, but it's also okay to be respectful to the other guys that are out there.
I've heard the phrase, compete without contempt.
Yeah.
And I think a great display there between two headliners, two absolutely studs for several years here in 5A. Just recognizing each other, their game and respective success. Is a 3 here off target and maintained by Olympus. Holmberg here leading up for Richards.
But even there, like, Olympus still doesn't give up anything
Right.
in transition. They protect the paint, they force it outside.
Well, if you don't, you're coming off the floor,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're going to hustle if you're playing for Coach Barnes. That's the only reason I didn't make his team. It has nothing to do with location or age or lack of shooting ability. It was all about, I just didn't have the hustle.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's what is a difference maker in a coach is your ability to define a role and then enforce the role. That way there's no gray area of should I do this, should I not do this.
And to help your kids get comfortable with that role, right? Help them buy in, because it takes two. It feels like every year his team, they are more than comfortable with their respective roles. Mila's handing off.
But I think, and I would assume, because I haven't been to Matt's practices, but I would assume that all those guys out there understand that their role, whether they want it or not, is vitally important.
Yes.
And that buy-in is a difference maker.
Oh, block inside there by Meyer.
Substitution number 22.
Jackson Meyer, of course, covered another Jackson Meyer in this state years ago.
Replacing Ruben Seven.
As Matsumori checking in here for Olympus. 3 on the way here from Time, won't go. Second opportunity, no. Doesn't matter who's shooting for Highland. You feel for these seniors for the Rams. You're talking about Dodge, Oberholzer, Lee, Drisdom, Reese. So many guys who've been multi-year guys and been right on the precipice, haven't been able to get over the hump, but to have your last game like this.
Yeah,
23 points.
Yeah, and it's a hard discussion that you have with your boys after the game, because I think people are going to look at that score and be like, oh, you guys played so bad, and that's not the case.
No.
They played well. The ball just wouldn't go in today.
The fewest points they had scored this season was 48.
It's too bad.
And that's where, again, these games happen. You just hate for them to happen on this stage in this moment. And not a lot you could do.
No. But Chris deserves a lot of credit for his program. He's got a great program. He runs it with class.
Amazing job.
So
This is a great Highland basketball program that had some years that were a little below their history, and he's got it right back.
for sure.
He's done a fantastic job. As final seconds here, shot clock turned off. Olympus will head back to a place they know oh so well to defend their state championship. 50-24, Olympus wins the rubber match between these two great programs and two great coaching staffs as friends come together for one final time in 2026.
That state championship game is going to be interesting. So I'll be interested to see if Bountiful can do anything to hang around.
Any thoughts on that one?
I don't know. I just don't know how you stop Gavin, because even today, Gavin was not himself, and they still get rolling, and it is what it is. You've got to do something that's going to give Olympus pressure. That's going to put them in a scenario where they feel like there's a possibility we might not win. But with Gavin on your team, I'm not sure you can do that.
Well, and I think the other thing we showed today is there's a lot of other guys who you may not see regularly, but if the moment comes and they're needed, they can fill it. I mean, Adam Bywater, his 14, 12 for Davian Lazarus, all in the second half in that push, by the way. It's a problem. It'll be interesting to see how Bountiful tries to match up with that. As let's go down to the floor, take a quick moment here with Coach Matt Barnes.
The state championship game, trying to go for number 3 in a row. I know it wasn't Gavin's best night offensively, but other guys stepped up.
Oh, I mean, Gavin's our guy. Gavin's our leader. Highland does a great job on him. Jones is my best friend, and we have wars every, 2-3 times a year, and they really do a great job on him, make it hard on him. But other guys just played. Adam was terrific tonight. Oliver and Davian were awesome. I mean, to hold them to 23, 24 points is pretty amazing. So I'm really proud of how we did things defensively.
How were you guys able to hold them to 24 points?
We just stayed locked in. We just tried to make it hard on them, tried to use our length and our size. They beat us a month ago and kind of out-hustled us, out-toughed us, and we kind of had to regroup and refocus and kind of dial things in, and we've been pretty good since. And to go back to the championship, what an exciting time for us.
Congrats. See you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys.
Dane, back to you.
Coach Barnes, man, he's the best. Always so gracious with his time and gracious with opponents, with his team, and everyone who helps support him. But make no mistake, there's a reason why he's got this program humming. Olympus back to the state championship after the victory over Highland. Coach Snell, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute blast to have you join us here on the stream. Thank you so much.
Oh, appreciate the invite. It's good to be here.
All right, our championship game is set. It'll be Bountiful Olympus for the 5A state championship. Stick around, folks. 10 more minutes. We'll kick off our 6A semis right here from the Huntsman Center on KSL Sports.